There is no gold in gold glitter. Not a flake. Not a speck. And the paperwork that proves it is sitting on my desk.
Then what have I been shaking onto cupcakes all year? Because it looks like gold. It photographs like gold.
Welcome to the Monégasque Table. Today, what actually makes edible glitter shiny. The whole light trick explained like a friend, not a chemistry final.
And I'm here for everyone who just whispered, wait, it's not real gold? At their phone.
Here's the answer up front. Edible glitter shines because of layers. Every shade is built on mica, a mineral that splits into thin, flat flakes like tiny panes of glass. Coat those flakes with whisper-thin layers of mineral pigment, and light does the rest. Part bounces off the top layer. Part slips through and bounces off the layer underneath. Those stacked reflections hit your eye at once, and your brain calls it shimmer. No metal, no plastic. A light trick played by minerals.
Okay, that's pretty. But you can't just say it's layers and roll credits. I have follow-ups. First one, who's actually asking this? I have never once stood in my kitchen wondering about the physics of my sprinkles.
The typed numbers agree with you. Google search estimates put what makes edible glitter shiny at about 20 searches a month, and how does edible glitter work at about 30.
20 a month? In the whole country? That's my objection. By your own numbers. Nobody cares.
Here's my pushback. Typed questions and table questions are different animals. Everybody asks this one out loud. The moment the drink starts swirling and someone says, okay, what I asked that? You're not asking for you. You're asking so you have the answer when the room asks you.
So it's not trivia, it's ammunition. Fine, I'll allow it. Lab time?
The Sparkle Lab is open. Step 1, mica. Its party trick is splitting into flat, thin, see-through flakes small enough to float in a drink. On its own, it already has a soft pearl glow, the same family of trick as a soap bubble or the inside of a seashell.
And that's the base of every color?
Every shade in the line, one base, mica-based pearlescent pigments, listed in the Federal Color Additive Rules, 21 CFR 73.350 if you ever want to look it up. What changes from jar to jar is what gets layered on top.
Then build me the gold, since nobody was ever going to sell me actual gold.
The safety data sheet for the gold shade reads like a recipe. 46 to 52% mica, the see-through flake. 35 to 39% titanium dioxide, a bright white mineral pigment that does the flashbulb work. And 14 to 19% iron oxide, the mineral family that gives rust its color. That's the warmth.
Hold on. A third of my gold jar is white pigment, and the warm part is basically rust?
Refined and food grade. But yes, white light bounces off the titanium dioxide, the iron oxide warms it on the way out, and the mica underneath adds the pearl depth. Stack those reflections, and your eye reads gold. Our technical data sheet says it flat out. The gold color comes from titanium dioxide and iron oxide layered on a mica base. No metallic gold anywhere in the jar.
So gold glitter is a costume. Minerals doing an impression of gold.
A very committed impression. And a tough one. That white pigment doesn't melt until around 3,000 degrees Celsius, so your oven can't touch it. The flake is nearly insoluble in water and shrugs off acid. Champagne and citrus can't break it down. The shine survives the bake and the long night in the glass.
The 3,000 degrees thing I'm keeping for parties. Okay, next follow-up. My cake dust and my drink glitter are clearly not the same animal. The dust glows. The flakes twinkle. Same minerals?
Same minerals, different cut. And this is what saves you buying the wrong jar. Luster dust is milled to a 5 to 25 micron powder. The mirrors are so small and so many, your eye blends them into one smooth metallic sheen. Drink glitter runs 50 to 500 microns. Each flake is big enough to catch the light on its own, so you see individual flashes.
A choir versus soloists.
Better than I was going to say it. Sheen is the choir. Countless small voices blending. Sparkle is soloists taking turns. And motion matters. A 500-micron flake in a swirling drink keeps re-angling itself into the light. That's the twinkle.
All right, then explain the rainbow ones. Iridescent butterfly shifts color when I turn the glass. What pigment does that?
None. That's the twist. Per our spec sheet, iridescent butterfly and magic rainbow are single-ingredient jars. Mica-based pearlescent pigments. Nothing else.
Nothing else? Then where does the rainbow come from?
From thickness. When a layer is thin enough, the reflections off its top and bottom overlap. Some colors add up, some cancel. Which ones win depends on your viewing angle. Turn the glass, the angle changes, the color changes. The soap bubble trick again. The rainbow was never in a pigment. It's geometry.
So the fanciest looking jar is the simplest recipe. That's backwards, and I enjoy it. Okay, now I get my round, because this layers and light business has a catch nobody prints on the label. Last winter, I did shimmer drinks for a dinner party. Dimmed the lights, candles way across the room, very moody. And my beautiful gold drinks looked like pond water.
That's the round you win. Everything we described tonight is a mirror. A mirror in a dim room is a piece of gray glass. The shine was never in the jar alone. The jar supplies, the mirrors, and the room has to supply the light.
So I didn't get a bad jar. I staged it wrong.
You staged it wrong. Small, bright, direct light is what flakes feed on. A candle right beside the glass, the pendant light over the kitchen island, low sun through a window. Flat, dim light gives the layers nothing to bounce. My test, tilt the jar in a sunny window before you even open it and watch the sparkle roll. That's what the drink will do.
The room is an ingredient. Nobody tells you that.
Now you've been told. Which brings us to the honest segment. Who should skip this stuff? 3 skips. If you want the solid mirror, jewelry shine of real gold. This isn't it. That's edible gold leaf, a different product and a different budget. Pigment layers do shimmer, not chrome. If your party happens in the dark, save your money. Mirrors don't work without light. And if you're buying it for taste, don't. It's an odorless, flavorless mineral powder on purpose. It changes how dessert looks, not how anything tastes.
Scorecard time. I walked in assuming glitter was ground up metal or craft plastic with better marketing. Where I landed, it's a mineral sandwich, a mica flake in whisper-thin pigment coats, shining by stacked reflections, not metal. Gold is a costume. White pigment plus iron oxide playing dress-up on pearl. Dust glows because its mirrors are tiny and countless. Flakes twinkle because each one is big enough to solo. The rainbow jars are one ingredient and pure geometry. And the round I'm keeping, the room is an ingredient. No light, no show.
That's the whole science. And you now own every what eyes that moment at your own table. If you want the reference jar, the Monégasque ASQ Gold 15-gram jar is on Amazon. About $15, 4.6 stars, with its safety data sheet published so you can read the recipe yourself.
And next time, the follow-up this episode set up. We know how the shine works. So which shade wins? What is the most popular edible glitter color? I have a guess, and it's not the one I walked in with.
Bring the guess. The answer surprised me. Quick note before we go. This show is produced by the team at Monégasque with AI-crafted hosts, and every number you heard was checked by humans against the documents. See you at the table.